Good morning, everybody. Agorist Millionaire here. I just got a question from one of my subscribers about Monero XMR. It's actually one of my favorites. So he asked me, where do I think XMR is going? Something to the effect, is it going to explode? Well, the thing about these is there's no real telling when or exactly how high something's going to pump. But what I like to do is kind of take a look at a longer term chart because, these little hour-long charts, they fluctuate quite a bit, and it's really hard to make any kind of predictions about where it's going off of a little chart like this. I mean, we could do a little Fibonacci retracement here and see that the corrective wave here, this big move back down, retrace back down to even below the 78.6. That's pretty rare. Um, so with having looked at this 1 hour chart, seeing this move up and this correction down, we could reasonably assume that we were going to get this wave here, because if we were to measure this one, the one I did the retracement for, as I said in my last video, this one is going to be roughly equal to this one, and the second wave, this one here that I'm now measuring, will at least be this long, or it may even extend even further. But as you can see, we got a little bit of an extension, but almost the exact move that I was looking for. I'm probably going to take some quick profits on Monero. It was just a short-term trade for me anyway, and I'm going to look to buy back in. Um, do another retracement for this move. I'm going to be looking to buy back in this little sweet spot down here between the 78.6 and the 61.8 retracement. So that's going to be my buy-in point. Once we get a retracement back down here, it should happen, if not by the end of the day, tomorrow. And should be able to buy back in. Looks like right there in the somewhere in the 0.165, 0.162 range. And as you can see right now, it's at 0.189. And I mean, those of you who are feeling really brave, this is actually a really great setup for a short position. Now, short positions are kind of, in my opinion, you're playing with fire, because these markets are unpredictable. So always set a tight stop loss. Make sure that you're not gonna be losing a whole lot. I'm gonna set mine up here at, let's see, 0.02. Yeah, we'll give it 0.0202 just for a little room for the psychological level of 0.02. And then we're going to set our target zone right down there, the 61.8. Or if you want to be even real brave, we could put it down at the 78.6. Now, as you can see, the risk to reward ratio is 5.82, which is, you're literally making like 5 to 1, 6 to 1. Like, you may lose a tiny little bit of money, but you're going to win 6 times that if you're correct. So this is a trade I'm probably going to take. I mean, bet 10, 20, $100 on your risk. If you risk $100 and you make $582, I'd say that's a pretty decent little run, and I'm pretty confident that this thing is going to correct at least back down to the 50%. So I mean, we can make a little bit of profit there in the meantime. But I'm getting a little sidetracked here. What I wanted to do is kind of show y'all the long-term targets. How do we know where these things are actually going, other than just daily trends? Because I know most of y'all don't have the time to sit here and stare at charts all day, trying to figure out where something's going today, and y'all would rather have a long-term outlook so that you don't get screwed in these things. So let's bring this out to a daily chart. And that doesn't look right. That looks better. Now, take a look at this chart. As you can see, we have a big high here. This is at least an interim high, maybe the all-time high. I'm not sure on the history of Monero. But we're going to set a little red line up there. That's our resistance line. And we can also go over here to this other interim high. And it almost touched that resistance line, but I'm going to go ahead and draw another one there. So we've got a resistance zone up here. This is a big zone. There's going to be a lot of people looking to make some money, looking to sell their Monero because they probably bought in up here and they're just trying to break even at this point because they've seen themselves down, as much as 200%. If they're still holding this, they're going to be looking to break even as much as possible in this area. So we can expect major selling resistance in this area. However, it is gearing up to push through that resistance. If we take a look at this major move here. Oh, hang on. That's not what I wanted. If we take a look at this big move here. Take a look at this big move here. Now, we're always looking to buy in at a retracement point somewhere between the 61.8 and the 78.6% retracement levels. So we'll draw a nice box there. You could have bought some right around here. That would have been perfect. However, doesn't look like we're going to get that opportunity. There's a ton of support, as you can see. So with these support and resistance levels, you have to understand that investors are looking at these charts to make predictions all day, every day. Price has memory. When something goes up here and stalls out, investors remember that. Traders remember that. This is the all-time high. If it goes back up to there, it's not likely to pass it very far. So there is always going to be selling pressure at these big resistance points. However, the same thing exists for support lines underneath the price. You see, when a price gets down to here, you'll notice the support that it found here at the 78.6. When a price gets down to here, it becomes so attractive for the bulls that they will not allow it to drop any further below that. There is some, as you can see here, you can actually see the volume that came in on this move. Look at the volume here. There was a ton of volume during this entire move. The reason being is this is a very attractive price, especially for people who are bullish on Monero, as I am. But anyways, to try and answer the question, what we have to do is try to examine as much data as possible. So I'm going to bring this out onto a weekly chart, see how much data Poloniex has got for me. And not a whole lot, but enough. And what we can see here is, I didn't quite get that whole move. This is bigger. This is the entire move since the last correction. It went all the way up to this next high and has corrected here. And now we're getting what could be an impulse, but may just be another correction. So it could go back down to here and find support at this level, or it could continue to try and trace back up to this resistance level, break back down a little bit, consolidate, and shoot up. So where's it going? If it does indeed, and the fact of the matter is, it is going to eventually get above this resistance level. It's just a matter of when. Monero is the sixth largest cryptocurrency today? Number 8. Oh, it's losing a little position. Not what I wanted. Hold on. There we go. Back to Monero. Now, if we trace this whole line here, what we're going to do is clone that, and then let's pretend like this was the bottom. We're not going to get another retracement down. We may, but let's say we're not going to get another retracement down below here, below the support level. If it continues its trend up, finds a little resistance, consolidates back down and bumps up, we can reasonably assume a target here of 0.054. So maybe set it a little bit beneath there in case it doesn't quite get there. That's generally how I do it. I'd rather give up 0.5% instead of watch my watch my trade go up within 0.5% of my target and then retrace back down and get stopped out? I don't think so. So, a couple percentage points, I'll take that. Maybe 0.50 or zero point 0.54. But anyways, that's where I see this one going. Um, and that's really how I make not only my targets and entry points for weekly ones, because this is a weekly chart. Each one of these candlesticks represents an entire week, so it's a lot of data. It's just a long-term chart. It's not easily influenced by daily news or daily rumors or investors freaking out about it. We can reasonably assume that it's going to follow this trend line up right there at about 0.54 before it starts correcting. So, to whoever it was that asked me that question, I am I am betting that we're gonna see, yeah, probably at least another 100% on Monero. So I hope that answers your question. With that being said, I hope I've been helpful with your really what I'm trying to do here is help you determine where to enter and exit trades because it really is the bread and butter of what we do. We want to buy low and sell high because that's where we make our money. That's the only way we can make money doing this. So I hope I've been helpful. As always, guys, research, research, research. Learn what I'm doing here. It's not rocket science. It's actually pretty freaking simple. And for those of you who are mathematically inclined, this should be a walk in the park for you. So, with that being said, guys, get out there and